down to watch a football match. 22 strangers run around the field wearing the same colors. One player suddenly sprints into open space for no obvious reason. It looks chaotic, but it is not. That run has a purpose. It has a name. It is someone's specific job on the field. There are 11 different jobs in football. Each one controls a different part of the game. Football only seems confusing because nobody explains what those jobs actually are and why they matter. By the end of this explanation, you will understand what is really happening during a football match. Most people think football is simple. 2 teams, 1 ball, 2 goals, and whoever scores more wins. That is only what football looks like on the surface. Underneath exists a complex system. 11 moving parts work together constantly, creating patterns most viewers never even notice. That system has evolved repeatedly throughout more than 150 years of football history. Most fans watch matches for years without ever learning how the system truly works. The goalkeeper is the first position. One rule separates them from every other player. They are allowed to use their hands. That single rule changes everything about their role. For decades, goalkeepers mostly stayed on their line and waited for shots to arrive. Then Lev Yashin changed football. He left the goal line and attacked danger early. He organized defenders, punched crosses away, and played far beyond traditional expectations. Modern goalkeepers still follow his ideas. They sweep behind defenses and start attacks themselves. Before Yashin, goalkeepers were the last line of defense. After him, they became the first. In front of the goalkeeper stand the centre-backs. Their job is preventing goals. Bad defenders seem busy everywhere, constantly diving, sliding, and reacting to dangerous situations. Great defenders appear almost invisible, because they prevent problems before they fully develop. They read the game early, and position themselves where danger is about to appear. Virgil van Dijk represents this perfectly. He rarely chases strikers or loses control. Instead, he waits patiently and forces attackers into positions where they cannot succeed. If a centre-back constantly looks exciting, something probably went wrong defensively already. Beside the centre-backs play the full-backs, once considered football's least glamorous position. Years ago, their responsibilities were simple: stay wide, stop crosses, and clear danger. Then Pep Guardiola completely transformed how football viewed and used fullbacks. His fullbacks entered midfield, helped build attacks, and controlled space in new ways. Players like Dani Alves and Philipp Lahm helped redefine what the position could become. Today, fullbacks defend, attack, create chances, and often cover enormous distances every match. The most overlooked role in football eventually became one of the most demanding. Now we enter midfield, the area where many matches are truly decided. The holding midfielder, often called the number 6, controls balance throughout the team. This player reads attacks before they happen and intercepts danger before it grows. When the number 6 performs well, everything feels stable and organized around them. When they struggle, the entire team can quickly fall apart under pressure. Sergio Busquets mastered this role better than almost anyone in football history. Fans often missed his influence, but coaches understood how important he really was. Above the 6 sits the number 8, football's engine room and driving force. This player attacks, defends, carries the ball, and links different phases together. Kevin De Bruyne, Luka Modric, and N'Golo Kante each interpreted the role differently. Despite their differences, all of them became essential pieces of successful teams. Many goals begin because of work completed by a number 8, much earlier. Behind the striker once lived football's most creative and beloved position, the number 10. This player operated between midfield and attack, finding solutions others could never imagine. Legends like Pelé, Maradona, Zidane and Riquelme defined entire generations through this role. Modern football changed dramatically, making life far harder for traditional playmakers. Teams now press aggressively, removing the space where classic number 10s once thrived. Today's attacking midfielders must create chances while also contributing heavily in defense. Jude Bellingham represents the modern version of the role perfectly. The number 10 survived, but the freedom once associated with it disappeared. On the wings are players responsible for stretching defenses and creating extra space. Traditional wingers stayed wide and delivered crosses from the edges of the pitch. Then football evolved again through the rise of inverted wingers. Left-footed players moved right. Right-footed players moved right. Right-footed players moved left and attacked central areas. Instead of crossing, they cut inside and looked directly for goal-scoring opportunities. Mohamed Salah, Arjen Robben and Lionel Messi mastered this tactical revolution. Many goals once scored by strikers are now scored by wide players instead. At the top of the field stands the striker, football's most famous position. The striker's primary responsibility is simple: score goals whenever opportunities appear. Robert Lewandowski built an extraordinary career through mastery of small spaces. Erling Haaland often disappears from matches before suddenly scoring the decisive goal. Elite strikers do not require many chances. One opportunity is often enough. Then football introduced a role that challenged traditional ideas completely: the false nine. A false nine intentionally leaves the striker position and drops into midfield. Defenders face an impossible decision whenever the false nine moves away. Follow him and create space behind. Ignore him and give him freedom. Pep Guardiola used this concept brilliantly with Lionel Messi against Real Madrid. The defenders spent the match chasing a striker who refused to stay forward. The false nine is not simply a position, it is a tactical idea. Sometimes the most dangerous place on the field is where nobody expects you. One final truth explains football better than anything else. Every formation shown before kickoff becomes outdated almost immediately after the whistle. Players constantly move, switch responsibilities, and reshape the structure of the team. Fullbacks enter midfield, wingers move inside, strikers drop deeper than expected. The numbers on the screen are a language, not a prison. Most fans watch the ball. The real game often happens somewhere else. Once you recognize these movements, football becomes much easier to understand. What once looked random suddenly becomes organized, intelligent, and incredibly beautiful. You stop seeing 22 players chasing a ball around a field.